Today on Talk It Out.
They would take there would be poop smeared on the walls.
No.
I'm just like, what is going on?
Some of us were so lucky to get paired with roommates that we love, but some of us were paired with roommates from hell. Let's talk it out. Today we got Naya Wright with us. Thank you so much. She's a sophomore RA.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No problem. Just wanted to explain a few things. We have these emoji signs to show that we either agree or we disagree with any statement or comment made. Okay. So we're going to talk about some roommate horror stories. I'm pretty sure you have tons of them.
I do.
Oh no.
I do. I wasn't a part of them, but I had to sometimes write them up or discuss them with my residents because I was a freshman RA when I was a sophomore. So I started in Rosecrans and then I moved to McCarthy. So I have some freshman sophomore stories I could lend to you guys.
There is so much crazy stuff that I feel like
I've heard about.
I'm just remembering. Okay, so first semester there was this couple that kept on having sex in the shower. Did any of you guys?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Oh, violation.
No. Okay. So, they had sex once in the shower. Was the public shower. It's freshman dorm, so anyone can walk in. So a couple of people walked in. They were like, "This is uncomfortable. I want to go shower, but I hear sex noises next to me. This is really uncomfortable." So they went to go tell the RA, and then the RA had to get involved. And literally, they just kept on doing it. They would get in trouble, and then this is the funniest part. P-Safe had to come to the bathroom and get them to stop. And she was this girl, because it was a girl from outside of the honors dorm, so she was banned from coming in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was the crazy.
That's so funny.
Well, yeah, because someone of the opposite sex is not even allowed into the bathroom. They break through besides you having sex in there. You can't even go in there.
Yeah. There's so many things that happen. There's so many things that happen.
I live in the all girls dorm room, and guys kept coming in, and there was all these noise and oh, it was just crazy. And then the guys kept coming in the restroom too, so we literally have to put signs now no guys in the restroom, please.
Yeah, there used to be signs all around. When I was a freshman, there would be signs in our bathroom because sometimes we get super dirty. People, I'm just come on, all you have to do is brush your teeth, maybe put your contacts on. You can clean up the little sink that you're using, but people would just leave toothpaste in the sink and things like that. And then I remember in the guys' dorm, guys, I don't know why anyone would do this, but they would take there would be poop smeared on the walls.
No.
I'm just what?
That's my biggest fear.
Yeah. It was so.
I don't understand.
I don't know why you would do that.
Why would you?
Right? Are you curious? Maybe you're going back to 4-year-old boy life.
Have problems.
Yeah, so that was gross.
I heard something about was it one of the dorms used to have sinks?
Yes, it was Wayland.
All the guys would pee in the sinks.
No.
Yeah.
That's why they got taken away.
That's why we don't have sinks.
That used to happen in water fountains at my school. They would pee in the water fountains.
Yeah, I don't know
I can't.
what makes you do that.
Yeah,
I just don't know why.
Your room's not that far though.
Yeah.
Your bathroom. I think about it how many steps. You can even call it your workout for the day if you're really that lazy. You just don't want to make the trek.
One of my guy friends pees outside his window when he's too lazy to go to the toilet. So maybe.
Yeah, my guy friends do that too.
Somebody in my hall went and peed in the hallway on the carpet. I heard this because my door was open and just peed just on the carpet.
What? No.
And then went back in the room.
What?
Sleepwalk?
I'm gonna say drunk. That's what these reckless decisions are typically drunk people.
I don't know. It was a weird moment.
Yeah.
One of my close friends from this school, her old roommate, she doesn't go to the school anymore. Her roommate was just a little crazy, and she had so many instances of her just coming home super drunk. P-Safe would have to come and get her multiple occasions. I think it happened 4 times, and drugs and just random guys coming over. She had so many problems. Every day she'd be like, Hannah, you don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god.
I had a friend who her roommate, she had a roommate who smoked weed a lot, and obviously weed's not allowed on campus, but so she would smoke it in the room. My friend was concerned about getting in trouble for her roommate's decisions. Honestly, I don't even even understand why people smoke in your room. Like, I don't know why you think that Febreze covers it up. Like, there's no science class that proves that. But anyway, so yes, she was smoking in the room, and like she told her roommate, like, please stop doing this. Like, I don't feel comfortable. And so then she kind of stopped a little bit, but also in addition to the weed, she would bring her boyfriend over a lot. Yeah. And like they would be like having sex in the room, whatever. And she wouldn't give my friend any warning. So one time my friend walked in on her roommate and her boyfriend having sex. And it was just, she was, after that, that's when she like told, because I kept telling her, I was like, tell the RA, like talk to the RA, like figure something out, like have a mediation. She was like, no, like I don't want to. Da, da, da. I'm like, you've got to like be one step on top of this, or she's gonna keep on doing it.
Oh my god.
Multiple friends who have walked in on their roommates.
Okay, one of my friends, her roommate, like one of the first days of school, had this giant box of condoms and literally said, she's like, okay, like you can take a couple, but just a couple because I'm gonna need the rest. We were like, she was like, oh god, we're not gonna get along.
Wait, one of my friends, well, I think it was like the first or second week of school, walked in on her roommate giving another guy. Everything. I wouldn't even know how.
I'd just be like, okay, bye.
Is there like a sock on the door thing? Did that go out the window? Because I feel like people don't even.
They don't. I don't think they do
that's
that.
Not. I don't.
There's just like, because I feel like there's no, like some people just don't even like let the roommate know, like not even a text. Like my best friend and her roommate freshman year had this really good system where she would give her a couple hours notice so that my best friend could go into the room, like get her notebooks and stuff like that, and she would just come to my room. Like I feel like that is considerate. But some people like have no, like one time that same roommate my friend who had like the weed and like the boyfriend coming over a lot, they actually one time had sex while my friend was in her bed, like sleeping. They had sex while she was sleeping. I was like, ugh. I was like, where does it, like sometimes I think like, doesn't he have a place to go to himself too? And, like, why are you always, like, it was like he was always there.
And also what I just don't. What?
And the walls are super thin in this campus. Like there's like I could hear someone sneeze and like say bless you, and they would hear me on the other end. Like it's the walls are so thin, and so I feel like those noises, like especially depending on when you're like bed position, like right
when it's right against the wall.
Yeah, I know it is not a safe place to be. But I'm trying to think too. There was like a situation I had to deal with, and it was I was on duty and I was just in my room, you know, Jay chilling, and then I heard these noises, and at first I was like, you know, to each its own, like it was fine, but then it was getting closer to quiet hours, and I had to, because it was a certain time where quiet hours was supposed to happen, I just wanted to be like, hey, like lower your voices, like they, you know, there wasn't any outright signs of
keep the moaning too.
I knocked on the door, and I was expecting to, you know, maybe see someone shuffle to the door and with a little towel or something, saying like, oh, like we'll be fine. But the girl opened the door a little bit wider. I don't know why people do this. She swung the door open, and so I saw like a guy in her bed, and then I looked over and I saw another guy and girl in the other bed who wasn't the other roommate. So I don't know. So having a party. I think they were all having a giant, you know, orgy. Yeah. And so, but the other person in the other bed wasn't the roommate. So I'm like,
so they were just in her bed.
Yeah, like there was these two people having.
Oh my god, I would freak out.
Yeah.
Wait, so like when you walked in, was that in violation of a code?
Well, technically it wasn't, because it was before. So with people of the opposite sex, they're not supposed to be in your room past 2 o'clock. So it was before that time, so I couldn't technically do anything, because you can have whoever you want over as long as it's under 8 people. So it was just more about like keeping the noise level down. So after I told them that, I think I probably killed the mood. So there wasn't any more noise coming from. But with certain situations, the rules can definitely more like penalties can be taken into consideration. So for example, I've had to break up a couple of dorm parties, and that's typically when people are just being super loud. Obviously, especially in the freshman area, there's a lot of underage drinking, which is not allowed. So when that situation happens, you go in, and typically you're only supposed to have up to 8 people in your room, and it kind of has to be 3 per roommate. So if you're going to have 8 people, each roommate has to be there so they can kind of claim 3 people. Like that's the technical rule. Wow. And then also, so you go when you see the underage drinking, RAs were not allowed to touch anything, just as like a liability kind of thing. So we asked first for everyone's one card, and this is when you start to see a lot of, like, when you hear the stories of people jumping out windows and things like that, like it starts to happen because once someone asks for your one card, especially in these situations, you're probably going to be written up because RAs have to document the situation. So like, one time I had a kid try to jump out the window, and then one guy was like hiding in the closet and under a desk, and I'm like, okay, they make it so much harder when you just don't give your one card initially. So after we take the one card, we like hear what happened, what's going on, and so RAs can't touch the alcohol, so we have to ask the people who live in that room to take the alcohol, then an RA has to follow them while another RA stays in the room, and then you go and you make them throw it out in the sink. And I've seen a lot of like tears over spilled beer, spilled like because some people just got a huge pack of 40 and they have to dump the whole thing out and then throw it away, and so we have to make sure that they do it. So there's and then after we document the situation, it goes to judicial affairs, and then there's this whole process of there's a couple, you'll probably get an email within 1 to 2 days of this was written up, you got to go to judicial affairs, and you'll have a meeting. And honestly, in these situations, we always encourage residents to be honest, because when we don't want to this isn't about getting you in trouble, making people pay or things like that. It's really about a learning lesson, and they push that so much. That's why we have these different kind of things in place. We have the bystander rule that we have on campus. Do you guys know about that?
Yeah.
It's where if you're with someone and they have been drinking a lot, that you can call it in and you won't be penalized for helping your friend, even if you're intoxicated, because we want to promote this idea of helping people out in need. And so once you go through judicial, and then it's kind of in their hands to decide what your punishment is. But if you're someone who is going to try to lie through your teeth and your story doesn't match the RA's report, then red flag is going to go up. There's going to be a lot more problems. But if you're honest, judicial is very much about helping you to kind of learn from this mistake and not let it define you.
Nice. Yeah.